Hey there, Chris. It's been a while since you and I last got to speak. I was just wondering if you had a little time to text me right now. I actually have some pretty big news I'd like to share with you. I've decided to move out of our parents' place. It's really happening.
Wait, what? You're going to be moving out? But why? Did something happen?
Well, I bought myself a house and I've decided to go and live there.
You bought a new house? What are you talking about? This is the first I'm hearing about any of this.
Yeah, I bought it about a year ago now, actually, but I was just renting it out.
Oh, really? Wow. I had no idea about any of that.
Yeah, but you know that you never really even ask about me anyways, so it's not that surprising. I mean, you've basically been ignoring me ever since I had to start taking care of Mom, and you've pretty much left me to do all of the work.
You're right about that, and that was wrong with me. How is Mom doing, by the way? Is she going to be moving in with you in your new house?
Well, that's actually another thing we need to talk about. I'm thinking about putting Mom into a retirement home. She said that she's had a lot of good years in her house, but that she doesn't want to become a burden to anyone. Although my husband and I were initially going to let her live with us, of course.
I see, but then what's going to happen to her house? Have you talked about that?
Yes, we've talked about and decided that it's just best to sell it. I mean, we know it's a pretty old house, so it might not actually go for much, but it would help to pay for Mom's place at the retirement home.
I see, so is this what you wanted to talk about? I'm sorry I didn't pick up when you tried to call earlier.
Yeah, this was what I was trying to tell you, but I guess at least you know now.
Hey, you know what? What if I just take your place at Mom's house? I can take care of her instead of you.
Wait, what? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? Mom won't need anyone to take care of her once she's in her home.
I know that, but I felt so bad for the way that I left things with you and Mom, and I want to try and help out now.
What are you talking about? Who are you and what have you done with my older brother?
Please, Tina, I really do want to try and take care of Mom. I mean, I've left you to do it this whole time, and that was wrong of me.
Well, at least on that, you and I can both agree.
I know, and not only that, but I've been avoiding contacting you because I've been afraid that you would ask something of me. I've been a terrible son and haven't done nearly enough to give back to our mom. But I don't want to live like this anymore.
Well, I'm afraid that it's just a bit too late for this sudden change of heart. Besides, what would your wife think of this? I doubt she'll take it well if you just propose moving for the sake of taking care of Mom. Besides, you know that basically all she does these days is just lie in bed. I don't really think that's a roommate you want to have.
I've already talked to my wife about it and told her about how guilty I feel and that I want to give back to the woman that raised me. I told her all of that and she said okay.
Really? You actually said all of that and your wife then agreed to move in with our mom? Because you know it isn't easy taking care of her, right? I mean, I really hope that you're not just making this decision lightly.
Of course not. I've put a lot of thought into this and I know that it's something that I really want to do.
Well, okay. I am still in the middle of looking for a home to put Mom in.
Got it. Well, how about I just talk about this with Mom herself? I know that I can convince her to put some faith into me. I'll come over to her house and talk to her about all of this soon, okay?
Well, okay then. If that's something that you really want to do. I mean, if you've really had a change of heart, then who am I to stand in your way? Besides, what really matters is what Mom thinks about this. Like I said, my husband and I were ready to keep living with her, but she was the one who suggested living in a home.
Well, I think that you two have probably spent more than enough time with her, don't you think? I bet you two must be exhausted after all you've done for a mom.
Well, I certainly won't say that it was easy, but I think my husband is a really kind and patient man, and so it wasn't so difficult for him. Of course, that's the thing about nursing. You have to always be patient with the other person and think of their needs, but I guess he felt that it was part of his duty as Mom's son-in-law. Anyways, I'll tell Mom about all of this and see what she has to say.
Yes, please do that. I think that I should be able to make it over there sometime this week.
Hey there, Chris. I just wanted to check in on how things were going with you and Mom. Are you making sure to take care of her? You know that she likes to get a massage when it's time for her bath. And are you getting the right brand of tea for her? You know that she can taste when it's not the kind she likes.
Tina, how many times are you going to blow up my phone with all of these petty little requests? I mean, I've only been living with Mom for a week. You have to let me get used to this new rhythm, okay?
I guess you're right about that, Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it feel like I was putting so much on you.
Well, it's fine because I'm doing everything all right, so you don't need to worry about us at all. I figure if I just do the things on the list that you left me, that will be okay.
So you really think that things are going okay for you then? I know that it might be kind of tricky at first. But I guess I was just getting worried since it has been a few days since I last heard from you is all.
Well, that's because I'm busy taking care of Mom all the time. I'm glad that her mind seemed to be all there, though. You're right about her just laying in bed all day. I really wonder how she can live like that. Thankfully, it makes it a bit easier for me.
Just make sure that you're moving her in bed, okay? She can't just sit still for hours and hours. You know that, right?
Of course I know that. Don't you worry. I'm making sure she's moving.
Chris, can I ask you something? Are you just leaving all the work for your wife to do? Like, you are actually doing stuff for our mom, right? Because if you're not, then you're in big trouble.
What are you talking about? Of course I'm taking care of my mom. I'm doing all kinds of things for her.
And you're really being honest with me when you say that?
Of course I'm being honest. How can you even ask me something like that? I know that you were working so hard for Mom. That's why we moved in with Mom, right?
Well, that's certainly what I was hoping you'd say at least. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that things are going well with the move for us. After we got some more things unpacked, we were going to try and pay you all a visit. I think we should be able to make it over there by next week.
You mean you're going to be coming over to visit again?
Is there a problem with that? I mean, am I not allowed to visit with our mother? I just want to make sure that your wife is okay with us coming over. I'd hate to get in her way.
That's right. You shouldn't get in Laura's way so much. She's really busy taking care of Mom and would hate to get scolded by her for screwing up.
I see. But I just really want to see Mom and make sure that she's doing okay. Maybe I can come over while Laura is out running errands?
I know that you really want to come over, but I think you need to accept the fact that you were the ones that moved out of here. I know that it might feel like home, but you can't just barge in whenever you want.
I guess you're right about that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound so selfish about this. And I guess we were able to go last week. So, okay, if things are still hectic there, I'll cancel my plans to go over next week. I'll just call Mom on the phone and catch up with her that way.
Great. You do that. Thanks for understanding, sis.
Of course, I get that you have a lot on your plates right now, but I would like to be able to at least see Mom once a month. Is that okay? I mean, maybe if you two ever need a break or want to get out of the house, I can go over and take care of her in your place. I really don't mind going over to help if you ever need it.
Well, thanks. We just might actually take you up on that at some point. But otherwise, we'll reach out to you when we need you, okay? Otherwise, you all should just enjoy living in your new house and settle in over there as well.
Thank you so much, Chris. Tell Mom that I said hi, okay? Chris, are you there? What the heck is going on here? Why is Mom here at my house?
So you finally noticed that she was there?
What are you talking about? What's so funny? Please, I need answers.
I was just saying that it took you way longer to figure out that Mom was there than I would have guessed. Anyway, how is Mom? Still alive?
I just got home now, and Mom was sitting on the steps of our house, but she was absolutely freezing. What happened? Did she just wander over here by herself? Did you bring her here?
That's right, I didn't need her anymore, so I dumped her on your doorstep.
I don't understand. Why would you do that?
You mean you really didn't know about all of Mom's debts?
What do you mean by that? What debts?
I mean that even today we got another letter from a bill collector addressed to Mom.
Wait a second. I don't understand. This is the first that I'm hearing of any debt that Mom is in.
Well, then I guess you can start to imagine just how surprised we were too. Unless, did Mom give you money so that you could buy your new house that you're in right now?
No, she didn't do anything like that at all. We saved up for a long time and bought this with our own money.
I really thought that she might have gone into debt just to buy a house for the two of you.
Of course not. There's no way that I was going to take that kind of money from Mom when I was there to take care of her. Even if she offered it to me, I would still tell her no.
I see. Well, either way, it's still just too much for me. I mean, what am I supposed to be with someone buried in debt who hardly gets up out of bed? I don't see why I should have to take care of her like this. So I'm giving Mom back to you. She's your problem again.
But how can you say that? How could you do something like this to your own mother?
I don't care what you say to me. I've already made up my mind about this.
Fine then, be that way. But just know that no matter what you say, you aren't getting her back.
This is kind of the point. Why on earth would I ever want her back?
Because she's family, and you should always keep your family close in case you need help. But you're clearly only interested in yourself. Here I thought you had really changed your ways, but you just threw Mom away like this? You're not a part of this family anymore. I never want you to get close to Mom or I ever again.
Oh no, I was definitely wanting to go back and hang out with you two again. You go ahead and keep Mom. I think I can live without her.
I still just can't believe that you would do this to her. And to me.
Well, if it's really so hard for you, then why don't you just go and put her in a home? I mean, it makes no difference to me since I won't be checking on her anyway. Anyways, since we're not family, I don't want to see you creeping around our house either. Hey, Tina, are you there? I just wanted to say that I heard something about the house being sold.
That's right. What about it?
What about it? Can't just sell the house where I live with my wife. Cancel the deal.
What are you talking about? That's Mom's house and she can do what she wants with it. Who are you to tell her what she can and can't do?
But that isn't fair. We have the deed of the house here with us. So go call whoever Mom sold it to and tell them the deal is off.
Sorry, but we actually have the deed with us here.
Do you mean that you broke into our house and took it?
Nothing like that. It was actually Mom's idea. She noticed you were acting strange and made sure to pack the deed away without noticing.
What are you talking about? I wasn't doing anything weird at all. Why would Mom think that?
What are you talking about? It's so obvious that you've only been interested in Mom's money this whole time. Not only that, but you also never did anything to help Mom at all. I know about how you just hired a nurse to come over and do all the work. So you were never even taking care of our mom to begin with.
But, well, who cares who was doing what as long as it was getting done?
I knew that I should never have trusted you.
Please, I really did want to live with Mom. So what if I thought we might be able to get a little money out of her? But when we moved in, we realized all the debts, the bills she was keeping up with, and in the end, it was just a huge waste of time.
Well, here's another thing you might not like to hear. We're moving her retirement payments to another bank account, so now you'll really have nothing.
Wait, what do you mean? Please, that was the only way we were getting money from her.
You really think we're just going to let you keep stealing from our mom? No, you get nothing.
But what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to live without any money?
That isn't my problem. Maybe you should have tried just not stealing from our mom in the first place, huh? I mean, what were you thinking?
Well, we also have a bunch of debt and we really needed some extra cash. I didn't think that something like this would happen though, but I was sure that you and Mom wouldn't have helped me out if I had come to you and asked for it, so I had to come up with a plan to get it myself.
I don't even know what to say to you anymore. If you have debt though, that is entirely your problem.
But what about Mom? Are you just going to pay off her debts by selling this house? Please, Tina, if there's any money left after that, I really need it. I apologize for everything I've done to now, but I just need help.
For the last time, Chris, Mom does not have any debt at all.
Wait, what? But we got the letters from the debt collectors. They're all addressed to Mom, so they must be about her debt, right?
Oh, those? Yeah, those were all just an elaborate ruse to trick you. Mom knew that you were just after her money this whole time, so she asked the nurse you hired to prepare some fake debt letters to mail to the house. I guess from your reaction that it must have really worked. It sounds like you ended up completely fooled.
Wait, what? You're telling me that Mom knew I was after her money and so she set up this whole thing? Does that mean that Mom actually has money?
Of course she has money, Chris. I mean, she worked for decades. Do you really not think she saved up anything? Unlike you, she was smart enough not to fall into massive debt.
But this is perfect. That means that when you sell the house that I can get all the money to pay off my debt. Isn't that right? Please tell Mom to give us the money once it comes through. Consider it an early cash again of my inheritance.
Inheritance? What are you talking about? You're not getting anything.
Wait, what? What do you mean? I'm her son. Of course I'm getting something. Just who are you to tell me that I won't be getting anything?
I'm just afraid that there's nothing to be given to you.
You really have no idea what you're talking about. You can try and cheat me out of this now, but when Mom dies, I am entitled to whatever she left me in her will. If you stole it, it just means that you have to pay it all to me down the line.
Well, that would make sense if Mom wasn't going through the process of having you removed from her will.
Hold on. Mom is trying to remove me from her will?
That's right. She was so upset by the way that you tried to take advantage of her that she decided she had no other choice. And frankly, I think that she is making the right one.
No, this can't be right. You're doing this, aren't you? You're manipulating Mom. I'll call the helper we hired and tell him to stop you.
You didn't hire him. He was already coming over to help take care of Mom. You know that. Besides, you realize he wasn't there the whole time. I had to do plenty to take care of Mom. Do you think that was all just for her money?
But So I really won't be getting anything at all from her will then?
That's what I'm telling you. You are more than welcome to try and take this matter to court, but at the end of the day, it's Mom's will and her choice. I really don't know a single judge that would ever take your side in this.
Tina, I'm so sorry for everything.
Yeah, I'm really sure you are, actually.
I felt so trapped and boxed, and I didn't know what to do. I'll go over and apologize to Mom for everything.
Yeah, you really don't need to be doing that. I thought we agreed never to see each other again.
But please, I'm sorry. You have to let me do this. I have to apologize to Mom.
I have already told you that we don't want you coming around here anymore. The next you hear from us, it's going to be from Mom's lawyer. Make sure you're out of the house by the end of the month.
But you don't understand. We really don't have any money. We have nowhere to go. You'll be kicking us to the streets if you do this.
And do you think that that's my problem because? You should have thought of that before you kicked your own mother out of her house.
Please, Tina, can I just have a little bit of money?
Of course you can't. Haven't you been reading a single message that I've been sending you?
But I don't have anyone else I can go to. Please, we're all that we have of our family after Mom is gone. You have to help me.
I have been taking care of Mom ever since you left home. You have never even showed any interest in helping or even communicating with me. Now you really think that I'm just going to forgive all you've done in the past? I am done with this conversation and I never, ever want to hear from you again. Do you understand me? It wasn't long afterwards that Mom was able to successfully remove any mention of Chris from her will. Then he and his wife had to move out of Mom's house. They didn't move out because their time to stay there was almost up, however. They moved out because apparently they had borrowed money from some shady people and were taken away in the night. After hearing that news, I tried reaching out to Chris to see what had happened, but I never ever heard from him again. Oh well. Anyways, things are going fine with Mom and I. Of course, we're sad about how things ended up with Chris, but we both agree he got himself into whatever mess he was wrapped up in. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.